to Global Gab, the show where we recap some of the world's top trending international news headlines. I am your host, Katerina Kazayas, and join me today as we delve into the headlines, the global headlines that hit our radar here at Global Gab the week of November 9th, 2015. Okay, so a lot going on in geopolitics. First up, Russia bans all flights to Egypt. Wow, this is massive. It's massive for a number of reasons, namely because Russia is stating that they plan to keep this ban in place for several months. This coming shortly on the heels of the October 31st plane crash that killed 224 people. If you remember, this was a plane traveling from Sharm, Egypt towards St. Petersburg, Russia. The Russians saying that they don't trust the security measures out of Egyptian airports. The U.S. and the British authorities coming in and saying that they think that perhaps it was a bomb that exploded that plane. ISIS then piped in saying that it was a sect of theirs that did plan to bomb on board in retaliation for Russia bombing in Syria last month. And then to come all the way around, the Egyptian media is saying that there is no bomb, there was nothing of the sort that took place, nothing escaped their security, and in fact, they're claiming that it's a Western conspiracy that is threatening to crumble their economy. Basically, there were almost 3 million Russian tourists that traveled to Egypt in 2014, and if that stops, it's going to really devastate their tourism industry. A lot of ambiguity around what exactly caused this plane to crash. We're not going to go into too much more detail now, but you can check my blog. The blog is going to have a lot more insight into what's really going on here because, you know, it's more than just a plane that crashed that's leading to all of this banning of flights in and out and everything else. So keep an eye on that blog. I'll be tweeting that this weekend. Also in geopolitics, another tragedy, unfortunately, there were 2 suicide bombers in Lebanon this week. They killed 43 people, injuring over 240. And again, that was targeted, apparently, the Islamic State was targeting a Hezbollah stronghold in a southern suburb of Beirut. That has something to do with the issues in Syria as well, is what the Islamic State is saying. So, you know, it's a turbulent region, it's a turbulent part of the world. Talking about that part of the world, headline number 3, 14 migrants die as a boat sinks en route to Europe. This is the same week as European Union officials are meeting with African officials to talk about what they can do to stem the flow of migrants coming by boat from northern Africa to Europe. The UN is telling us that over 800,000 migrants have traveled by sea into Europe in 2015 alone. Now, migrant is the new word everyone's using for refugee. I don't know what happened to the word refugee when it became a bad word, but anyway, migrant is refugee, and there were over 800,000 that came to the shores of Europe. Europe having a massive problem trying to figure out how it's going to feed, integrate, house almost 1 million people. But the larger issue for me and for us here at Global Gab is we got to look at the source of this. We have to look as a global community at what the problems are stemming from the Middle Eastern region there in northern Africa that are causing almost 1 million people to leave their homes and take to treacherous waters. Almost 3,000 people, or roughly 3,500 people, have died so far trying to make that crossing. This is something that we are going to keep an eye out on Global Gab. We're going to delve into this issue in much more detail over the coming weeks. But to lighten up the program just a little bit, we have some news. This is international news as it affects an internationally loved rapper, Snoop Dogg, has come out with his own line of cannabis products. I know. Was there ever a more perfect union? Snoop Dogg has developed a product of marijuana, a line of marijuana products, and these are actually on sale right now. They're available in Colorado at recreational dispensaries. Colorado, of course, having legalized recreational marijuana back in 2013. And so we're hearing from Snoop's press team that he was heavily involved in the development of that product, and also that he hopes to one day see them go global. So, those were our headlines this week for the week of November 9th. Thanks for staying with us. Again, we always love to gab with you, so take to your favorite Twitter or social media platform, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is that you use, and chat with us at Global Gab. We'd love to get your thoughts on this week's headlines. Again, I'm Katerina Kazayas here for Global Gab. We thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.